Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Big Idea Experience Live. My name is Daniel, and today we're talking about integrity, which is a really big word, but also an even bigger idea. Okay, and so because we have a live studio audience, I want you guys to repeat this after me. Everybody say integrity.
Integrity.
Choosing to be truthful.
Choosing to be truthful.
And whatever you say and do.
Whatever you say and do.
Awesome. Now, here's what I've noticed. If you talk to most people, they'll tell you that they're a pretty honest person, right? Most people say that. But my question is, what happens when life gets hard? What happens when you break something and you're afraid to be honest about it? Or maybe your friends are pressuring you into do something that isn't very honest and you're not really sure what to do. Those are important questions. So here's something to think about, okay? Now, if I were to take this jar of ping pong balls and I were to shake it, what would come flying out? Ping pong balls, that's right. Now, why is that? Why don't M&Ms or golf balls or tennis balls come flying out of this? Because that's not what's in there, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. Duh, Daniel, okay? But stick with me, okay? So even though most people would say they're an honest person, when no one's looking, right? They might sneak something that they know isn't right, or they might cheat someone out of something because they think they won't get caught. See, a lot of times, even though people think they're an honest person, what happens is when these ping pong balls represent the things in our life that are dishonest. Maybe it's a lie, maybe it's gossip, or maybe it's cheating someone, or cutting corners. When life gets really difficult and we get pushed, suddenly that's what comes out of us, and the truth comes out. Now, there's this a quote about integrity that I really love. This is what it says. It says, integrity is not showing something to others, but it's how you behave behind their back. So what that means is this, is that even though people might act one way when no one is looking and life gets hard and they get pushed, it creates a mess. So here's what I want us to think about. How do we make sure to live a life in integrity? How do we make the smart decision and choose to be truthful in whatever we say and do? Well, here's what we got to do. We're going to have to replace these things in our life with something better, something else. And that's where this comes into play. This is truth. Everybody say truth. Now, we're going to have to replace all these lies and gossip and dishonesty with something better. And when we fill our life with truthfulness, it means we tell the truth even when things are good. It means we tell the truth even if we break something or we're afraid we might get in trouble. Even though we might get in trouble, we still tell the truth. It means that when our friends are pressuring us to do something that's dishonest, we tell them, hey, I'm not comfortable being dishonest. Or maybe it's when we choose to see something from another person's perspective, or we're honest about our emotions like anger and sadness. You see, what happens when we fill our life with truthfulness and good choices and honesty, you know what happens? It leaves a whole lot less room for things like lies and gossip and dishonesty. And so that's why it's so important for us to practice this when we're young, because when we make good decisions and we fill our life with honesty and live with integrity and we choose to be truthful in whatever we say and do when we're young, when life gets really difficult and there's more at stake, it's going to be a lot easier for us to make good decisions when life gets hard. Now, here's what's really important. This is so important for us to remember. Nobody's perfect, right? You can't be perfect. No one's going to make the right decision all of the time. It's just impossible. Sometimes we're going to make mistakes, but we get to choose. We get to choose if we tell the truth or tell a lie. We get to choose if we follow through or don't follow through. We get to choose if we give in to peer pressure with our friends or not. And when we make the decision to choose honesty and to choose to be truthful, and when it's easy, then when life gets hard, it's going to be a whole lot easier to make the right decisions. You see how that works? So here's what I want us to think about, okay? How do we do this today? How do we make sure that we live this out? Well, I think a simple way to remember it is this. When you mess up, you fess up. Everybody say, when you mess up, you fess up.
When you mess up, you fess up.
When you make a bad decision, you tell the truth. And when you make a mistake, you fess up to your teachers or your parents or a trusted adult. And if we choose to make these decisions to fill life with honesty, that's what's going to flow out of us. And so, one decision doesn't have to define you, but a series of choices can shape your future. So here's the question that I think is going to drive us to really fill our lives with honesty and truthfulness, and that is this. Why is it important for people to be able to trust you? I think if we ask ourselves the question, it's going to drive us to make good choices, maximize our potential, make the smart decision, and choose to be truthful in whatever we say and do. One more time, everybody say integrity.
Integrity.
Choosing to be truthful.
Choosing to be truthful.
In whatever you say and do.
Whatever you say and do.
Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.